pancakes. One of my favorites. I love pancakes. Mm. Hi y'all, it's Kimberly here. Today it was really warm here. It was in the 70s, mid to high 70s, I guess. I don't really know. I think it's like 72 or 3 right now. It's almost 7 o'clock, I think. And it's been a really nice, beautiful day. I brought my dog to the park and just had just a really nice day. Just my day off, just doing random stuff around town. I'm going to tell a story. I guess this is a story time about me drinking on my 21st birthday tequila. I was already legal before it was 21, but on my 21st birthday, for some reason, the clubs had where you could get in free, and they would give you free drinks all night long if it was your birthday. Especially if I think there was something special about your 21st birthday or something. But I don't drink. I did. I think I've already talked about this before. When I was growing up in the 70s, it really wasn't considered a big deal to give your kids like a sip of your beer, or underage kids drinking. It really wasn't even considered like a serious issue, which it is. I mean, this is the one reason why I don't drink at all anymore, and I'm lucky it didn't kill me, because I had alcohol poisoning. But we went out, and me and some friends, and since it was my birthday, they were like shoving drinks, and I liked margaritas at the time. I really hate tequila the way it tastes, but I love margaritas. I even kind of still would like the taste of a margarita, but just the alcohol alone, I mean, my body physically rejects it. I can't even stand the smell of alcohol, especially tequila. I can smell it. Some people say they can't, but I can smell tequila. My mouth starts to water when I think about it. I don't even like it. I was really young, 21, and I had drank occasionally. I guess the first time I got drunk was when I was 16, and I really didn't drink very often at that age. It kind of progressed a little bit. I guess when I was old enough to get into clubs, well, you could get into clubs even then, but I really didn't go, I really didn't have too much interest in it. But when I got a little bit older, I liked music and the 80s music and all that, and so everybody would dress up, and we wear our big hair and our mini skirts or whatever, the 80s clothes, and it was just really fun, and the music was really fun, and you would see everybody from all different schools in the city I lived in, and we had friendly school rivalries. I have problems with my R's, and we would see people, and I had friends at all different schools, and even though we had like football rivalries or whatever, sports rivalries, I still made friends even with other people at other schools, and we would hang out, and other people, it was a good, in the 80s, it was like a good time to grow up. I loved it, and it was too easy to get into bars, and it was just too easy to get alcohol, and I think there was a lot of not checking the IDs and not being responsible, like bar owners. Maybe not the owners, but some of the bouncers or bartenders really weren't that strict about it, and you just gave them a tip, and it wasn't too big of a deal. And plus, it was really easy for girls to get into a bar, because then the guys want to go in and attracts more guys, and that's just a thing in clubs. If you let the girls in, there's going to be guys that are going to be coming in. And I was at this one club, and it was huge, and they used to have nickel beer night. You could get a glass of beer, and I don't know if it was watered down or not. I mean, I really couldn't tell. I think it came straight out of a keg, because they would have these kegs set up because there was so much, I mean, so many people, and it was a huge club. And um, then they would have the very cheap drinks. I can't remember, it was like quarter well drinks, mixed drinks. And then for $1, $2, you could get drunk, have a good time at a club. Or if you liked beer, 50 cents would get you drunk. And I don't think they do that at clubs anymore. I just don't think they have the budget for it, or they want to make more profit. The drinks are more expensive. But that was a common thing. And I don't remember too much about it. I just drank the margaritas, and they came in these hurricane glasses. They're really tall, really, and they were strong. I remember that they were strong. And it was just a horrible night. I had to go to work the next day. Unbelievably, my birthday fell on, I think, a weekday, and I had to go to work, and I worked in a bakery, and I had to be there at like 5 or 6 in the morning. I can't really remember. And I was so sick. I didn't realize I had alcohol poisoning. I wasn't urinating, and I don't think I urinated for like 2 or 3 days. And I was dehydrated, and I just didn't know how to take care of myself being in that condition. And, there wasn't a whole lot of, don't drink campaigns, or, underage drinking campaigns like there are now. There's a lot of attention put on that to make kids be aware of the dangers of drinking that young. And I wish that I had known about it. I knew you weren't supposed to get drunk and drink. I know, you get sick, it gives you a hangover, but I didn't know the damage that it can do. And it can really damage, your organs and make you really sick. And I was extremely sick. And I was so sick, I was at work, and I was a cake decorator. And I had to decorate these cakes with this sweet icing, and it was horrible. And I kept running to the back and throwing up in the sink. And there was these guys, the bakers, and they were pretty lazy, and they would stand back in the sinks and be talking and smoking. You could actually smoke back then in businesses and restaurants and the back rooms. You could smoke anywhere, not like it is today. And it was pretty disgusting, to think, you could be smoking around while people are making food, making cakes, and bakers would be making the bread and stuff. They would run into the kitchen area where the sink was, where none of the customers were, and they would take a smoke break inside the building, and it was allowed. And that's the way it was at a lot of places. And it was just disgusting. And that even made me more sicker, because I can't stand cigarette smoke. And I was throwing up, and the guys were just smoking, and then they would turn and look at me. And I was throwing up bile. And I had I didn't drink anything that morning. I think I did try to drink something, but it just instantly came out. I just instantly threw it up, and I didn't have any stomach for anything that morning for the whole day. And I threw up probably 10 or 15 times while I was there in the sink. And I'd spray it out real fast, and I was just dying, but I wasn't gonna. Even my boss came to me, "Are you sure you're okay? Do you want to go home?" And I was like, "No," because it was the other cake decorator's day off, and I was not gonna. I just had to suck it up and suffer through it and live through it. I did it to myself. It was stupid, and I had to suffer the consequences. And I made it through the day, and it was like a 10-hour day, and it was horrible. And I thought I was gonna die. I had to go to work the next day, and I was still sick. I was sick for about 3 days, but I made it through it. And I don't think I never drank hard liquor again. After that day, I never drank a drop of hard liquor. I haven't had a drop of hard liquor since my 21st birthday. And I was used to drinking scotch, whiskey, I don't know, whatever, anything. I had a pretty high tolerance, even though I didn't drink every day. I think it was like a binge drinking thing. We would have parties I'd work 40 hours a week during the week, and I had the weekends off. And I didn't drink every weekend, but probably at least once or twice a month we would go out. And I didn't always get drunk, but I would probably consume liquor even on at least once every 2 weeks. And probably once every month or every 2 months I would get very drunk. And this went on for probably about a year. And then I kind of slowed down because it did, I did notice some effects that I felt, just horrible. The hangovers were worse and worse. And I actually didn't like being drunk. And I was like, why am I doing this? I guess just because I'm around all these people who drink and party. I don't know. It just felt like the thing to do, I guess. I don't know. But I kind of grew out of it, thank goodness. And then that night, thought I was going to die. I should have been in the hospital. I was so dehydrated, so sick, and I didn't urinate, I think, not until the third day, maybe 2.5 or 3 days, which is extremely dangerous. If your kidneys start to not produce urine, that's a bad sign. You need to be in the hospital. And I'm lucky to have survived it. And I think I might have drank a few beers here and there after that, maybe once every 3 months or something. I just quit going out to those kind of clubs, and I would go to, those were like large, like 80s dance clubs. And then I started just to go out with one or two friends to a sit down bar, very small bars that had live music. And I liked that a lot more. And I would listen to the musicians, and the town I was in they had a pretty good music scene, a lot of local musicians that were really, really talented, and I enjoyed that much better, much more. I mean, that was just much more appealing. And so I think maybe for a couple of years, maybe I did that on and off. For every couple of months, 2 or 3 months, me and my friends would go out, and that was it. And then I didn't drink for probably I don't think I had another drink of alcohol for like 10 or 15 years. I think on kind of the first date with my ex-husband, I think I drank like a half a beer, and that was it. And since that day, haven't had a drink of alcohol. I can't even, my body is repulsed by it. And just the smell of it, I just can't stand it. And I like it much better. I mean, I was just young, and it was just the 80s and the culture and the atmosphere, and there was no education, no alcohol education. And it was a very dangerous thing. I mean, I'm lucky that I survived it, and I wish I'd never drank a drop in my life. I don't have any good things to say about it, no good drunk stories, I guess. I mean, I don't want to volunteer those. But, yeah, I think not drinking is much better, much better. And if you're young and you really care about your health, and also I worked in a nursing home, and I worked around people who were alcoholics, chronic drinkers, and it completely destroys your body, especially if you drink for 20, 30 years. I mean, you're going to end up with a pee bag on the side, and you're going to be shaking all the time, have neurological problems. You're not going to remember stuff. It causes you to have your brain function to decrease. And it's one of the worst things you can do to your body. Being very health conscious about, I mean, you don't even have to be health conscious, but just cutting out the alcohol, getting drunk. If you do have a drinking problem, please get help. Please think about, your future is going to be very, very bleak, and you're probably going to have a lot of medical problems. And that's probably my biggest moral out of this story is you're going to destroy yourself. And later on in life, when you should be enjoying yourself, you're going to have to be taking, yourself to the doctor, have people help you. You may be I've worked around people who were in nursing homes at my age, in my 50s, people who could hardly function, and that's so sad. And so I'm so glad that I don't drink at all anymore. And I made foolish decisions, and thank goodness I got out of it when I was, young enough to save my body, save myself from major damage. Thank goodness I came out of it very healthy. Thank goodness for that. Okay, that's my story on that. And please, anybody who has an issue with that, please try to find some resources to help yourself. You don't want to end up having somebody having to take care of you for the rest of your life. It's, your twilight years should be something you enjoy. It's something you should look forward to. Well, thank you all. Thank you so much.